Yes. Hello. Grand Theft Auto.
Yes.
I need to report a crisis. My Airstream has been stolen by dopers. My Airstream has been stolen by dopers. And yes, it's a goddamn automobile. Dope sniffers! Dope sniffers! Horse thieving is a hanging offense. Hanging offense. Hell, this thing has a commode and a karaoke machine. I should be able to blow these fucking dopers off the goddamn map. Son of a bitch.
Peter, you have outdone yourself this time. This is unbelievable. Air conditioning? You lost a like it's 1990.
Idiots.
Sweet baby Jesus on fire, I'ma need a damn lawyer and a miracle to pull my ass out of this. Devil kept poking the ball, so I shipped her at the Mozambique, cause I was over it. Should've done my getting to the birdie, but what if she's a zombie or a Dracula? I better hang on to this. Lordy, with my hand up on the Bible, swear I shot the damn devil, not a bitch, but the popo don't give a shit. Lord, won't you show a little mercy? I've been on the straight and narrow since the judge and the warden done parole me. Rat boys and devil kept people, so I shipped the rest to Mozambique, cause I was over it. I love my head up here. Please help me out of this. Church found me guilty of public intoxication, public urination, and parole violation. But the CSI couldn't find the body to corroborate my bullshit story. Sweet Jesus, don't let the church release me. What if she's a zombie or a Dracula and tried to fool me? Devil walked away from my bank and tripped to Mozambique. Help me out of this. Help me out of this.
All right, how is everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Can everybody hear me? If you can hear me, please type yes on the chat. I really think you can hear me, right? How's everybody doing? Can everybody hear me? Yeah, I think everybody can hear me. How's everybody doing? Kenya is in the house? All right, how is everybody doing? Let's have a look at my current trades. All right, how are you, Gogu? Awesome, awesome. GBP USD was wrong, and it was not enough time to fix it, and then stop loss very touching this week. I don't know what you're talking about, Steven. But yeah, I'm still running this GBP USD short. I took half of my position at around 134, and I moved my stop losses to break even, right? And this is the one that I really dig. So this is my pound yen short, right? My pound yen short. I took 75% off of this for this trade at around 100 pips, basically around 152.70 or so. And my stop losses are at break even on this trade too. The reason that, all right, so let's have a look at this because this could be a fantastic trade. It has been a fantastic trade. I mean, we made 100 pips. I made 100 pips, right? Hello, Soho. How are you? So, hold on. I just need to plug my phone because I am on 2%. So, my rationale here on the pound yen, right, short, and why I kept 25% of this trade is because of this. If you look at the daily, right, the 152.45 to 152.30 to 152.50, all of this zone right here is a massive support area, right? Right. So, and just by looking at this daily candle, this is a massive bearish candle, right? And the reason that we saw such bearish moves on yen pairs is because of the yen rallying and breaking above the previous key level. So, basically, we are long the yen by shorting the pound yen, right? The idea was um, to go long on the yen on the break of this flag, right? And the best setup that I found was on the pound yen short, right? Hold on. What is going on with my charts? I don't know. AMRO are funded Forex accounts available for US to subscribe in. We do not offer funded Forex accounts, mate. Let's find a trade. Well, let's have a look. I'm down again this week, Chris. What you need to do is this weekend just go over your trades, right? Go and have a look at um, the unprofitable setups that you're trading, the unprofitable markets that you're trading. Maybe you're over trading, maybe the market. I don't know, but you need to do the work, right? So basically, this is my idea, right? I took 75% off at 105 pips or so on this pound yen short. And this is a pretty cool trade because if you remember, Olympium made 160 pips to the upside. And right now I made 105 pips to the downside. So it's pretty cool that we can trade both sides of the market. So what I'm looking at is a possible break of this previous base, right? 152.40 to 152.30 or 25 or so. And if price breaks with these lows, then I'm looking at a possible move to the 150 at least. So basically, from my entry, I will be looking at. Let's have a look. I think it's about 300 pips or so to the 150. No, it's even more. 365 pips or so to the 150 on 25% of my position. So that's what I'm trading at the moment. Well, Chris, if you've come on board to learn and get better, you have come to the right place. And please ask away anything that you want answered, right? Are you a VIP or not? Right. So I also have this Kiwi USD. I also have this Kiwi USD short running. And to be completely and utterly honest with you, right now, I'm sorry, this trade is down about, I mean, 17 pips. That's nothing, right? Um, But if I don't see follow through on the bearish side, I will be closing this trade on a small loss. More so because because the US dollar, I mean the DXY is just crashing. Welcome, mate. That's awesome. I mean, if you are a VIP, you already know that. I mean, you get all of this, right? Um, Hold on. Uh, these short videos that I sent, at the beginning I used to send a full-on written analysis on my trade rationales, right? But I decided to go with short videos because it's just more explicit and I mean it's better than writing an analysis, right? I think. Give me your opinion. Please, friend, can we check US dollar, Japanese yen? What do you think it could happen next week? Bull or bear? I don't know. Who knows, mate? Who knows? Who knows? But ask yourself when looking at the US dollar yen, what are you trading, right? What currency are you looking at? What currency are you looking to trade? Remember that, currency pairs are just markets for you to place your bets, right? For example, today, today, my play was on a long on the Japanese yen, right? So I went through all of my Japanese yen pairs and I found the best setup to buy Japanese yens on the pound yen. So what are you trying to trade on the US dollar Japanese yen? I'm trying to trade the US dollar, I'm trying to trade the Japanese yen. To be completely honest, this market is really, really, really choppy at the moment. And you just look at the 4 hour chart at the top left of my screen. Just have a look at this. This is utterly, utterly choppy. The main reason is that um, we are looking at a strong, strong US dollar and a strong Japanese yen. So when it comes to the US dollar, Japanese yen, a strong US dollar and a strong Japanese yen, um, um, it's the opposite effect, right? The A strong US dollar is bullish for the US dollar Japanese yen, and a strong Japanese yen is bearish for the US dollar Japanese yen. So that's why you're looking at a very choppy price action, right? So if you're looking to trade the US dollar, I would recommend looking at another market. And also, if you're looking to trade the Japanese yen, I would recommend going um, to look at another market to just have a look at the moves on the CAD yen, right? Very, very, very heavy move to the downside on Japanese yen strength, Aussie yen, same thing, um, euro yen, pound yen, etc. So, wow, what's going on right now? So the Japanese yen is crashing at the moment. So it's very plausible that I am going to get stopped out at break even on my on the rest of my pound yen short. But still, we're still 50 pips away from my entry, so I'm good. Right. Um, Hey Andy, how are you? Your short videos are really well done, very helpful. Thank you. Well, thank you for watching the tape, And like I was saying earlier, or before, I really, really prefer to just record those short videos because that way I can go through one chart and to the other. Because, for example, Ali Azim, I'm gonna ban you. All right, I'm not gonna ban you, but I'm gonna put you on timeout. What? In this show, you do not just ask for a analysis on a currency pair. I am not your personal technical analyst, mate. I'm sorry. I am not. So if you want me to look at a market, just tell me what are you looking at, right? So we can have a discussion. All right. So I don't know what I was saying. I got stopped out at break even on the rest of my pound US dollar short. Pretty cool trade. Well, short-term trade, right? Um, and pound yens, well, the yen is crashing at the moment. So if the yen doesn't find support at the previous broken highs, then it's very possible that I'm going to get stopped out of break even on the 25% of my pound yen short that I have running, which is fine. I already took profits. Right, so Gulda. Yeah, I'm still running with this. Hi, Balan, how are you? I'm still running with this silver long. Hold on, let me just delete this. What I like about silver, right? What I like about silver, all right. Let's um, let's have a look at the true levels here, right? So what I like about silver is that after the breakout of the 2465 level or so, this move to the downside, super flaggy, right? It's super flaggy. So until price breaks with the 24, yeah, the 24 level, I'm going to keep that position on. If it looks like a flag, smells like a flag, must be a flag, right? I was watching gold today. Let's have a look at what Andy has to say. I was watching a gold today. It seems to have ranged up and down a lot. We know about the correlation to US dollar, but would you think these are more led by fundamentals? Yeah, I mean, the thing about the correlation, between metals and the US dollar is that they're not 100% perfect, right? And like I told you on my last show a couple of days ago, this rally in gold, right? Let's have a look at gold, the gold chart, is inflation driven, right? Um, Also, that the rally in the US dollar is, well, it's not inflation driven, it's more driven by how the Federal Reserve is going to act against inflation. So basically, we're looking at two inflation driven moves. But trading fundamentals in the sense that I'm going to go long in gold because inflation is high, it's a mistake, and I have been burned in the past by doing that. So let's trade what we see, what we think is going to happen. Right, Braun, now that the yen is crashing, do you think going short in CAD yen at 91.22 makes sense? Or is that wishful thinking? Right, so, mate, if the yen is crashing, the CAD yen is going to rally, right? Be careful with that. But let's have a look at the CAD yen. This is a market that I don't trade, right? I just have it here as a gauge on how the CAD is trading. I don't trade this market, but what level are you thinking? 91.22, 91.22. Hold on. I am in the Canadian, right? 91.22. I don't know. I mean, this is pretty high, 91.22. So you're talking about possibly going short on a retest of these previous broken lows, right? Or something like this. Something like this. I don't know. I mean, I don't like it. Like I told you, this is a market that I don't trade, right? I really don't trade this market. And right now, I am, if you're looking to short this market, um, basically what you're doing is buying Japanese yens, which I like because I am pretty bullish on the Japanese yen above these previous broken highs. Right now, this daily candle is printing super, super, super ugly, but we will see, right, what happens. I heard that if Brainerd gets appointed for the Fed, gold will pump. Have I heard correct? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. Right. So, let me have a look at those trades. So I still have this Kiwi USD running. And I'm really, I mean, let, let me guide you through my thought process, right? So I shorted this the breakout of these lows. Let me grab my brush. The breakout of these these lows, right, with my stop losses all the way above here, right, and I held through all of this. Uh, but this lack of follow through on the Kiwi versus the USD is just, I mean, it's just horrible. Now, having said that, if we look at the hourly chart, and the reason that I held through this, this drawdown, which was pretty massive, right? Vis-a-vis my trade, right? Not the market per se, was because the short bias is still pretty much valid, um, and my short idea was not invalidated just yet, right? Even though we printed a new daily high, right? Uh, now, uh, the thing about this is that, I mean, I just hate closing trades on panic, and closing right now would be just that, closing on panic, right? On a bounce again from the lows. I could move my stop losses lower to above this high, but if you look at where my stop losses are positioned, right here, I mean, we're talking about moving my stop losses just 30 pips lower, which really doesn't make sense, right? Which really doesn't make sense. So my decision right now is, am I holding this trade or am I closing this trade? And what I want to, I mean, what I have been waiting for, or what I'm waiting for, I'm sorry, is the open. Wow, I mean, this sucks. On the Kiwi side, but just have a look at how the US dollar is crashing. But this is very good for Olympus long in gold. So I'm going to wait for the US Open, right? But it's very plausible that I'm going to end up closing that trade. Now, let's have a look at why. I mean, at this level, I have it marked here, the 96 level. And the reason that I have it marked here is because, we broke with those pandemic lows, but the 96 level is the next key level. Now, uh, I mean, we need to wait and see what happens with the US Open. Anything below the 94, 95.50, right, or this low is bearish. Is bearish. So even though the US dollar is crashing at the moment, I'm sorry. I think I have a sore throat, so I'm sorry about that. So even though the US dollar is crashing at the moment, we're still very much in bullish territory, right? Why? Because the structure is still pretty much active or valid. Um, if price even I mean even if price retests these lows 95.55 level or so, um, I would still be looking for longs, right, on the USD. Now, a break of these lows, and more importantly, these lows completely invalidates my at least short-term bullish idea of the US dollar. Right? Now, equities. Oh boy, we missed it. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. So I was looking at the Dow, but hold on. Let's have a look. Nope. So I was looking at the Dow for possible long. Just have a look at this. I mean, this was my power buy zone. Right now, there's no setup for me to buy into this, uh, you know, immediate strength. But this was my power buy zone on the Dow. Now, if you look at the 4-hour chart, let's have a look at the 4-hour chart. Just delete this channel; it doesn't make sense anymore. If we look at the 4-hour chart, this is what I was looking at, right? A retest of September highs and most importantly, these highs, right? Um, and again, a buy limit would have been the play here, but I don't trade with limit orders. That's just not how I trade. And looking at the hourly chart, there's absolutely no setup to buy. So, I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Yeah, I mean, we have to wait and see what happens. Maybe at the open we're going to get a pullback towards that 35,600 level, and we might be able to buy into some weakness, but it would be very speculative. So we are 2 minutes away, a minute and a half away from the open. Why is my squawk muted? I don't know. Right, for next week, pretty fast. Of course, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this again later on the show. Next week's setups. Um, More South African rand depreciation against the USD on a dip to the 1540 to 1545 level. That is going to be a great trade. Another one, uh, nope, right, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, and let's have a look at the Dow right at the open. Let's have a look at the Dow at the open. I'm going to change this to the 1 minute chart just to have a look at the volume at the open. I don't trade the 1 minute chart. We're just looking at the volume at the open. hmm How do you get those pivot points? What pivot points? I only use the weekly pivot, this green line with a P. This dotted, yeah, I mean, this dotted line that you see here are previous days highs on the 1-hour chart, previous week's highs on the 4-hour chart, previous month's highs on the daily. The indicator is called DWMHL. So pretty bearish open on the Dow, on the S&P and the Nasdaq. So let's have a look at this move on the Dow. Mm, I'm really not convinced about a long here, but I'm not. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Let's have a look. I mean, right now there's absolutely no setup to buy into, right? Um, and if price rallies, right, it rallies, and I missed the move. but a pullback towards that 35,600 level, that is going to be interesting. Let's have a look at the open trades. Let me have a look at the dollar. Right, so 50-minute chart on the USD, on the DXY. So this is what I'm looking at. This is the level that I'm looking at, right? This previous base, which is yesterday's highs, right? If price breaks with yesterday's highs, even though I mean kind of broke with yesterday's highs, but if it really breaks with yesterday's highs, then I am going to close my Kiwi short against the US dollar. Because, and the reason is this, right? Because if price really breaks with yesterday's highs of this previous base, the probability of a retest of the lows around the 95.55 level is high, right? And because of the distance between current price action and those lows, it's pretty plausible that should I leave my Kiwi short against the US dollar, it will get stopped out. So let's monitor the USD right now. Pretty flat open. I mean, there's it's always this, right? Pretty heavy sellers. Pretty heavy sellers on the down. I'm going to get that. I'm going to buy the market data for futures so we can actually see the actual volume at the open, not just price action. And that's going to be for you because I really don't care about that. Any questions, guys? Are you looking for something? Are you looking for? Do you have a setup? All right, so let's have a look at the hourly here. I mean, yeah, I'm really not convinced about longs here anymore at all. I'm not going. I mean, yeah. I'm. Having said that, I'm not going to short a break of today's lows. What strategy do you use? Well, I mean, it's my own. But hold on, let me explain myself, right? Um, I don't trade based on a semi-automated or automated strategy, right? As you can see, I don't use indicators. I don't use moving averages. I don't use any of that shit, right? What I do, I mean, basically what I do is um, um, I trade based on key levels, right? Key levels are for me historic key levels, such as this black line. I'm sorry, and the previous highs and lows. The previous weekly highs, the previous weekly lows. I look for correlation between those. The weekly pivot for me is just a directional bias tool. I don't use it for trading. It's just a directional bias tool. For example, right now that I'm probably looking for longs on the Dow. Price is trading below the weekly pivot, which means that these longs have a lower probability of success. And I know that because I have back tested and forward tested the shit out of how I trade, right? I use three setups, right, to trade. They're basically, I mean, they're they're basically continuation setups. And I only trade those three setups because I know the math behind those setups, and I know how profitable and or unprofitable they can be in certain, situations, right? But what I do is very discretionary in the sense that when I wake up, I just don't go through my currency pairs, looking for setups, at all, at all. I don't do that. I'm a US dollar trader, right? Most of my trades, let's call it 75% of my trades are US dollar based. Um, on US dollar base. So basically what I do is I go to I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. So basically what I do is I look at the DXY, the US dollar currency in this tool, this financial instrument gives me a gauge on how the US dollar is trading, right? Because I'm a US dollar trader, right? I'm going to look for setups on this financial instrument. I'm not going to trade this financial instrument, right? For example, here I was looking for a breakout of this flag, right? Here I was looking for a breakout of this flag. Now, price was trading inside of this flag, right? Now, because uh, because uh, price or the DXY broke with that massive level, which is the pandemic lows, etc. Okay, I've been telling you all week long, I am bullish the USD, right? More so because inflation is very high, and possibly we're going to start getting rate hikes from the Federal Reserve. But that's not the way that I trade. I mean, that just gives me an overall bias, right? So basically, I come here, right? And let's say the price is trading inside of this flag, and I'm looking for lows at the breakout of this flag. I know that I want to buy US dollars. So what I do, and I know that I want to buy US dollars because I have a setup to buy US dollars. For example, all throughout these sheets of price action, I did not have a setup to buy or sell US dollars. I was flat US dollars. I was trading Japanese yen. Now, because I have a setup to buy US dollars, and it's a high probability setup to buy US dollars, now I go through my or the markets that I trade, right? So I want to buy US dollar. Which market am I going to do that with, right? I'm never going to use the Euro USD just because this market to me sucks because this is two very strong currencies against each other. So basically, the first one that I look at is the US dollar Mexican peso. Why? Because when we have a strong US dollar move, this market moves a lot because of the difference in strength between the two currencies, right? The US dollar and the Mexican peso. And this is the setup that I traded on the USD Mexican peso, on which I made 65 pips, I think. This was my first trade of the week. Um, and, of course, that I sent it to the VIP. So if you want to be on the VIP team, mates, the link is below this video. And if you use this code, you're going to get 21% off. That's up to you, right? So that's what I do, mate. I know there's tons of traders out there, that have automated and semi-automated strategies in the sense that they look for triggers in indicators, but that doesn't make sense to me. I'm more macro bias, if you, I mean, um, if that makes sense to you. Well, for example, mate, um, this Japanese yen basket, which is basically the DXY for the Japanese yen, right? This trade for me was extremely easy because I am very bearish biased on the Japanese yen. Why? If you follow central banks statements and monetary policies, you know that there's absolutely no uh, dovish central bank than the Bank of Japan, right? And that's why, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, and that's why this rally does not make sense to me at all, right? Fundamentally speaking, it doesn't make sense to me, right? I mean, I've spent the past 2 days going through every single report that I could find out of the Bank of Japan, and nothing tells me that this currency should be a buy, fundamentally, right? Having said that, you need to trade what you see and what you think, right? And technically speaking, this market is very bullish. I don't know why. Don't fucking ask me why, because I don't know. But you trade what you see, and yeah, um, it is. I mean, this conflict between my fundamental view and what I'm seeing in the charts is or was pretty hard at the beginning. But um, I mean, also manipulation in this market is quite high. So, and maybe I missed something. I don't know. Maybe I missed something. But my research points to the other side. But again, you trade what you see. That's why I shorted the pound versus the yen today because of that setup to buy yens, and that's basically what I do. It would be great to post daily results. I mean, uh, uh, daily results. I post daily results. I mean, yeah. 45 pips, 105 pips. Yeah, I took some losses that last week that I did not update it. That's my bad. But I mean, every time we close a trade, we update it with the P&L. Andy Smith, GBP is my other pet. It always seems if something bad happens on UK side, GBP drops. COVID, Bank of England rates, etc. But if something similar happens on US side, the US dollar seems to get stronger. Yeah, I mean, the difference is that I mean, the UK is in the middle of a shit show Brexit at the moment. So have a look at this. It was really, really laughable. All right, let me show you. Okay. I mean, it really made me laugh. Fuck. Right. Let me just answer this question from Acrimony. How exactly does the signal work whenever you take a trade, you send it out and allow others to take the same trade to make profit? That is exactly what I do. So basically, what I do, and the cool thing about the way that I trade is that I almost never enter at market. I use stop orders, right? For example, on this US dollar Mexican peso that I showed you earlier, right? I sent the signal when price was trading around these levels or so, and I had my buy stop here. I think, yeah, I had my buy stop here, stop losses below this low, and my targets were here, something like that. I don't remember. But the thing about this is that when I see the trade, right, or the setup, and I take, I mean, I put the order in, I send it to my VIP, to the VIP group, and because they're mainly stop orders, you always have the time to choose to follow or to place the trade yourself, right? If it makes sense to you. I never enter the market, so yeah, that's what I do. Right, so the pound. Where is it? Um, I think right here. Just have a look at this. Bank of England spill, right? It does matter if markets misunderstand Bank of England, but maybe less than markets think. What the fuck does that mean? I mean, they're just rambling, right? Bank of England chief economist, right? I personally and Bank of England MPCs are committed to achieve 2% inflation, but not quick fix, right? Some patience will be required before returns to 2% inflation, right? I mean, they have been saying that, I mean, this inflation is transitory for the past year and a half. So, and I read something about Brexit too, about uh, the Ireland Protocol or something like that. Ah, here it is. UK Minister confident will be able to make progress on North Ireland Protocol without triggering Article 16, right? So it's a shit show, man. Um, and I mean, if you remember, was I think it was last week on I don't know if it was last week or the week before. I think it was the week before. Um, on a Bank of England Day, right? The interest rate decision and the monetary policy statement. I mean, that was really, really dirty what they did because I'm sorry. They spent, I mean, the past 2 or 3 months being not very hawkish, but talking about, I mean, really, really not explicitly saying they were going to hike rates, but the language that they were using on their speeches and their statements was very hawkish. And then boom, the day comes, right? And that and the language was so hawkish that the market had had priced in a 50 or 60% probability of a 10 basis point rate hike a couple of weeks ago, right? And then they played it dirty. They came out and it was the most dovish statement ever. They kept interest rates, where they are right now, close to zero, I think. And they didn't even start easing their asset purchasing program. And then, later the speech. And, if you read the monetary policy report, the language is super dovish. And, I really don't understand why they do that. Why they spend so much time, tickling the market about a rate hike, possible rate hike. Um, just to do that. I mean, right. Do you leave trading? Hold on. Do you do live trading sessions like this a lot? I'm thinking about going ahead and getting a subscription, but I'm also looking at taking the challenges for places. Like top tier trader of TMO. Would your trades allow me to complete those challenges and continue after? Listen, mate. Right. I do this show. Well, I try to do it every week, every day, right? This is the free show. I try to do it every day. Um, the VIPs are getting one educational session with me, only for VIPs, right? Invite only. I'm bumping that to two per week. And as for FTMO, that is up to you, man. What I do is I trade. This is what I do. I trade. I mean, I bleed the fucking markets. It's in my DNA, and I share my shit with you. If it makes sense to you, then go ahead and take it. If it doesn't, do not take it. Right? Um, uh, the main goal here is for you to grow as a trader, not to just follow my trades blindly, right? That's why I make the effort to do these short videos explaining my thought process. That's why I make the effort to do these live sessions, to also explain my thought process, etc. But if if I have a recommendation about your question, is that yeah, get a subscription, mate. I mean, take a subscription, use the 21 off code. You're going to get 21% off of your subscription. It's only 35 pounds a month. I mean, for starters, it's only 35 pounds a month. My suggestion is that yeah, subscribe to the VIP channel and give it some time, give it a couple of weeks or 3 weeks, a month, or whatever, before jumping into one of those challenges. Because I mean, I don't even know how they work, but I think that you have to pay upfront some kind of fee, right? Um, and since you are going to just subscribe, um, take take a little bit of time to get acclimated to the way that we trade, right? But yeah, I mean, this is what we do. Yeah. So any more questions? I mean, we didn't find anything to trade, right? We did not find any. I mean, we didn't find anything to trade. Have a look at this. This is the Dow, the one that we were looking at for some buys, right? Nothing. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, do we have some kind of a holiday today? I don't fucking know. I mean, I don't know about you, but the past week has been really, really flat for me. In the sense that I haven't found. It's not that I haven't found shit. Hold on. It's not that I haven't found, but you know, yeah, the setups have not been developed. I mean, on the dollar, of course, after the breakout, but I missed some. I really missed some of these moves because I mean, you cannot be 24/7 in front of your computer, right? And I'm not keen of buying in the middle of a breakout, so I always wait for a pullback or just a consolidation for further upside in this case, right? Now, Japanese yen, uh, yeah, same thing about the Japanese yen. Just have a look at this, right? I mean, just have a look at this. We're talking about 2 weeks worth of nothing range, worth of range. So and this is the thing also. I know some of my subscribers, some of my VIPs. Um, I mean, they're trigger happy in the sense that if they don't get 4 VIP trades per day, uh, they're fucking I mean, they're going to be fucking mad, right? But that's not the way that I trade. Sometimes, I mean, some days I don't even take one trade. Because why would I trade here? Why would I trade Japanese yen here? Why? Why the fuck would I do that? That's burning money in my eyes, right? Or uh, the US dollar. Why would I trade this champion? Why? Why? I mean, really does. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. But that's why we have two other traders, that have different styles, different systems. So we complement each other on that. On the point. Um, Andy Smith, did you get to look at GBP as it is now? Well, I got stopped out of break even on the rest of my position, mate. And I'm really not planning on trading anymore through the amount. uh, you know what? I mean, there's. I'm not gonna throw them out. I don't even know who they are. Mate. So there's. I mean, there's 5,300 VIP traders there. Yeah, I got stopped out on I break even on the rest of my GBP USD. And I have still running that pound. I'm sorry, that pound USD. I'm sorry, that pound yen short. I took 75% off at 105 pips, and I moved my stop losses to break even. So yeah, I mean, either I get stopped out at break even on that 25% of my position, or it breaks out and gives me more money. The Kiwi, I'm going to keep the Kiwi. I decided to keep this Kiwi. I have decided to keep the Kiwi short, mates. Yeah, I like it. I mean, yeah, I mean, and it's completely up to you. I mean, if you follow this trade, this VIP trade, it's completely up to you if you want to close it before the market closes today or not. I personally am not. I am keeping it, you know. I am keeping this one alive. And the other one, I mean, this was, and I'm gonna show you because it's not funny. So I was looking at this crude oil. I was looking at crude oil right here, and I had a massive, massive setup to short oil, right? But I couldn't take that trade because I had three trades open with full open risk, which means that I had 3% at risk already. And none of my trades were at break even, and that's one of my rules, right? So I couldn't take it, which was a shame because that trade would have yielded about 3%. But that's just the way it is, right? So, well done on Kiwi. I'm sure as per your advice on VIP. Well, Philippe, it's Philip or Philippe. Where are you from, mate? Is it a French name? Is it Philippe or Philip? You're welcome. You're more than welcome. So there's nothing absolute. Bitcoin, right? Um, So freaking Bitcoin. So I had a buy stop in Bitcoin above these highs around the 62,000 level or so, with stop losses below these lows. Price broke with my stop loss level. Of course, I deleted that order. Donc tu parles français? Tu peux poser les questions en français si tu veux. Moi, je parle français aussi. I had my stop. I mean, I deleted this buy stop. Well, because of course my trade idea was invalidated. But what I like about Bitcoin on the daily is this. I mean, this daily candle, how this daily candle is printing, I really, really dig, really dig. So possible Bitcoin longs during the weekend. Heads up to that, VIPs. Right now, there's absolutely no setup to buy. De rien, mec. Uh, there's absolutely no setup to buy, right? Why? Because, well, price is just below the previous broken lows, right? So the thing about this is that, I mean, yeah, we are seeing some quite bullish movement in Bitcoin price, right? Price action. But we don't fucking know if price is going to break with the 59,000 level. We don't know. This might be a dead cat bounce before we have some further downside, right? We don't know. So what I'm looking for possible buys, and actually, I'm going to tell you for possible sales, that we are going to trade Bitcoin during the weekend. That is a fact. So what I'm looking at is these are two scenarios that I'm looking at, right? I'm going to go to the hourly chart because why not? Actually, 2 hour chart. Yeah. So what I'm looking at, this is the zone, right? This is the fucking zone. All of this. Hold on. Let me grab my brush. All of this. This is the zone, right? This is the make it or break it area in my eyes, right? So basically what I'm looking at is on the long side, a break and a retest of the 59,000 level, and then bam, we'll buy. But if buyers fail to swipe all the sell orders that are in place here, then I'm going to look for a rejection and then boom, a sell. So those are the two scenarios that I'm looking at for the weekend. My VIPs are going to get all of that, of course. Let's look at some ratios, shall we? Just to end up with, to end up with um, the show, because I'm really tired and my throat is killing me, mates. So let's have a look at some ratios, right? This is the other thing that I use, right? I use Fibonacci ratios, but I only use the 161.8, right? The reason that I only use the 161.8 is because I use the 161.8 or the 261.8 as um, not as targets, but they give me um, short and mid-term targets, either to the downside or to the upside, right? So basically, that's, I mean, and this is the reason that I was looking at some longs in Bitcoin with my buy stops above these highs because we were hitting the 161.8. So basically, what I was looking at here is the 161.8 pullback of this move, which means that this is the short-term target for bears, or short-term bears, right? If I do this on the 4-hour chart, mid-term, on the dailies, long-term, etc. But this gives me basically a gauge on where sellers, in this case, because price was going down immediately on the short term, even though I was looking for longs, I don't care. It gives me a gauge on where these traders might start taking profits. And sellers taking profits, of course, makes for um, bullish pressure in the market. More so if we're looking at a big level where buyers were jumping in. But that didn't play out. Of course, that not. I mean, this is something that you need to get used to. A good amount of your setups are not going to play out, and that's fine. So now, having said that, I mean, I just wanted to show you that, it's a little trick that I use. And yeah, so that's what I'm looking at. And structure wise, I mean, uh, there's absolutely no structure. Yes, there is a structure in the sense that we're making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough actually. And let me explain to you why. Um, right. So really, for a long play, what I would want to see is price break with the 60,000 level, somehow breaking with this high, you know, just a spike high, and then here is where I will place my buy orders, right? Now, because this market is extremely volatile, more so on the weekends, my stop losses are going to be all the way below these lows, right? It is a wide stop loss, but it's not a day trade either, right? So basically, I will be looking at possible. Hold on, this is short. Yeah, this is short. I will be looking at a possible. Hold on, right here. All right, possible one-to-one to all-time highs, and then continuing with I don't know, maybe 50 or 25% of my trade. So that's my idea. Now, if that doesn't play out, then the downside, 4-hour chart, I'll show you the 4-hour chart. Now, the downside is a little bit sketchy in the sense that we have this massive level, which are September highs, very close. So, as I mean, as is right now, um, if price rejects these previous lows, I wouldn't take a trade because my validation level will be below these lows, today's lows, stop losses here, and the R on this trade is just horrible. I don't know, it should be a zero point 0.2 or something like that. So I don't think I'm going to play the downside if my long idea doesn't play out. So don't expect me to short Bitcoin this weekend, but very likely we're going to at least get a taste of somehow a long position. The thing about this is that I'm not gonna be in front of my charts. Yeah, I'm not gonna be in front of my charts all throughout the weekend just to wait for this setup. So I'm gonna put on.
Just a reminder as well, today is the third Friday of the month, so worth keeping an eye out for the options expiries today.
Oh yeah, options is pretty good. Well,
Recent
I'm gonna
months has
put on the
triggered a
alert here.
semi-predictable volatility storm in US equity markets,
I'm gonna put on an
and there have been
alert.
warnings this week that, judging by the total amount of open interest in the contracts due today, the monthly event could be the second biggest in recent history. Total number of
Is this
outstanding
going to
contracts on
alert me on
equity,
my
index, and
phone?
ETF options expiring said to stand at around 95.5 million, just a
So
hair away from the
we shall see.
95.6
Right, so
million we
I think
saw
we'll put an
in
hour,
July.
mates. Thank you for joining me again. If you want to be part of the VIP team, you already know what to do. The link is below this video. I mean, this is what we do every single day. Um, uh, yeah, we're traders. This is what we do. We bleed the market. And if everything that I talk about, over and over on my rants make sense to you, well, you're more than welcome to join. You know, my VIPs are going to get much, much more perks. Such as educational educational sessions. You know, these short videos. Whenever I see important data, I send it, crude oil inventories. For example, this is the consumer price index. I think this is the UK. I don't know. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. But I sent all kinds of data. Production and construction of by night, etc. Um, it is very interesting because we trade based on this. Um, yeah, if it makes sense to you, know what to do. The link is below this video. Everybody, does option expiry affect the forex market? Yeah, it does, right? So here you go. Here you have. I want to show you. Yeah, it does, but uh, um, let me show you. Where is it? Yeah, I had it here. Think it's that here it is. So nearby FX option expiry. Um, you know, um, it does affect the market, but uh, there's no. I rarely pay attention to this when trading in currencies. If you want this data, um, I'll copy paste it for you on the chat. But first, my VIPs, mates. Hmm. There you fucking go. Hold on. I'm going to delete this. So, yeah, let me share this information with you guys. There it is. I can't. Oh, So I can only send 200 uh, characters, I think. I'll share it with the free group too. Hold on, I'll share it with the free group too. Forward, ready to trade. Right. So yeah, thank you for joining me, guys. I really enjoy this. Um, yeah, these shows. Yeah, I mean, sometimes we're not going to find anything to trade, and that's fine, you know. But we have a good time. We learn a little bit about our uh, trading craziness. Uh, Heads up to this. Heads up to silver, mate. Heads up to silver. This is a perfect flag. Heads up to this. You know, this trade, that silver trade that I showed you and that I quickly deleted, um, was sent and is live on my VIP swing trading group. If you want to be part of that, same link. You know, again, super choppy. Yeah, it's super choppy price action on equities. Hold on, this is a 3 minute chart here about. Yeah, I'm not gonna stay in front of my computer, in front of my screens, uh, for this. You know, let's have a last quick look at the Kiwi. Love it. Loving that Kiwi short. Well, kinda. Um, the pound yen short. Pound yen is looking great actually. Loving that one too. So again, thank you for joining me, guys. Have a great weekend. Try to stay away from the charts. You know, don't get burned. Um, yeah, don't get burned. You know, close your fucking charts right now. Don't look at trades at the moment. Don't try to enter the market. Just my opinion, right? I wouldn't trade this market right now, even with your fat finger, right? I wouldn't. So call it a week. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. Stay safe. Uh, get vaccinated. Right. And try to do the work prior. Try to do this right on Sunday.
Just a heads up, US President Biden currently
I
commenting
don't
on the
care
Build
about US
Back Better
President
bill.
Biden. In fact, I'm going to shut my squawk too. So on Sunday, take 45 minutes, right? At the end of your Sunday, doesn't matter if you had a couple of pints or not, but take a couple of, take 45 minutes and go through your markets. Look for what is going to be in play for the week. Make notes on your charts because it's impossible for you to remember everything that you analyze on that session. Take notes. Um, Try to be good. Try to be good. You know, this is a pretty cool job. It's hard as fuck, but it's very cool. You know, but once you get a flow out of your weekly schedule, you know, it gets pretty cool when, for example, on a Wednesday, you wake up, you know, you open your charts, yeah, you go through your charts, and then you have some notes on a chart, whatever, let's call it a pound yen. You have some notes, and then you see price getting to that level that you were looking for shorts, and then you see that setup, and then you look at your note, and the note says, you know, wait for the retest and a new low, and then short the shit out of it. You know, that is very cool. That's what I do. That's why I took that trade. So, just a piece of advice. You do what you want to do, but that's how I do it. Right. So have a great weekend. wherever in the world you are, and I'll see you guys. I'll try. You know what? I'll try to go live on Sunday for my weekly session. You know, uh, my weekly analysis session where I do everything that I just told you to do. Maybe I'll show you how I do it. We'll do it together. I'll do it live for everybody, for the free group, for the VIPs, for everybody, because I think that there's a lot of value there uh, that everybody can. I'm sorry, I was looking at my other screen. That everybody can, improve with. Yeah, I'm fried. My brain is fried. So thank you guys. Cheers.